I was released after 3 days with an undertaking that I will never engage her in any violent activity again. I signed the undertaking knowing what was in my mind. I will only return to that house to pick my things. I am tired of the marriage that enslaved me. The day I was released, Kaduna sent me in 30,000 to book a hotel for her around Joby, claiming they are having a workshop that may likely not finish on time, and coming to her sister's place may just be impossible after the workshop. I told her everything that happened between me and her sister, and how I was locked up for 3 days in a police cell. She felt sorry and promised we will talk about it when she comes to Abuja. Her flight was 11 a.m. and by 12:32 p.m. she called. "I am in the airport, come and lead me to the hotel, let me have some rest before the workshop." Immediately I left for the airport with a chartered taxi. The same taxi drove us straight to the hotel. Kaduna placed order for 2 plates of food while she rushed to take her shower. "Patrick, there's no any workshop anywhere. I came to Abuja just to see you. I have not been able to sleep since I left you. I have been having sleepless nights because of you. I became a regular adulterer, sleeping with my sister-in-law without remorse. All attempt to preach to myself didn't yield any positive result as the force of lust became stronger than the voice of my conscience." Satisfaction was written all over Kaduna's face. "You better start going before she starts to suspect." Kaduna advised me at about 3:30 p.m. "I am not going anywhere. We will pass the night together here." She bought a return ticket scheduled for 8 a.m. the following day. I did that to see how Jocelyn will react if I didn't sleep at home. When she got home and didn't see me, she called, but I refused to pick her call. 15 minutes later she sent me a text. "Patrick, where are you?" I didn't reply either. Later again she sent another one. "I am famished, come and get me something to eat." Can you imagine the stupidity of pride? A man you locked up for 3 days? In my mind I said, "May that hunger kill you." I put off my phone and continued with Kaduna. We checked out by 6 a.m. in order to catch her 8 a.m. flight. I was with her at the airport until she boarded. Kaduna begged me not to carry out my plan to leave the house. I consented because I didn't want to hurt her. But this time I won't be a full-time house husband. I will pick up a job regardless the amount. I want to be leaving home and coming back in the evening too. I want my own income no matter how small. As I left the airport I put on my phone and messages of threat from Jocelyn flooded my phone. I was not worried because Kaduna dropped some money with me that could keep me on for a few days. When I got home I showered, changed my clothes and took my credentials in search of work. The first point of call was the private school that offered me in 35,000 before. "We have filled the space, but we will accept you if you are willing to work with us. We only have space in the nursery at the moment. If you don't mind you can resume tomorrow since you have attended our interview before," the principal told me. I was happy and promised to resume tomorrow. Her reaction when she came back from work surprised me. When Jocelyn came back from work that day she began to rant, throwing words at me. "Where did you sleep last night? Where did you go without a word? You left without preparing anything for dinner knowing I will be tired when I come back. You can't provide yet you can't keep the house. I can't go to work from morning till evening every day, and you will expect me to come back and still enter the kitchen. I have been taking care of you since our university days, but you never appreciate for one day." These and more were her words. I allowed her finish and asked her, "Are you the wife or I am? Who is to cook, you or me? When we were in the university I was your errand boy, now I am your husband. It's true I have not been able to provide, but that doesn't make you the husband or the head. I am making things right soon and everyone will know where he or she belongs. I have gotten a job and I will be resuming tomorrow. I am also moving out of this house soon. I have began to look for a smaller apartment I can afford. When I get it, you will either move with me or stay here and be married to yourself. For the period I will carry out all these plans. I won't touch any house chore, cook, or do anything in this house again. As for having sex with you, I won't come near you again to avoid police molestation, but be sure you can't stop me from doing it elsewhere with another woman. Jocelyn was shocked too to hear me speak in such a manner, as I have never talked to her this way before. Without saying a word, she walked into her room. For 3 days we didn't talk to each other. I resumed with Alhuri school as a nursery teacher the following day. Our relationship took a new turn as I kept to my promises. I didn't eat her food nor touch anything that belonged to her for 3 days. She must have thought I won't be able to keep my promises, but I did, and 1 week gone I was still standing. She became restless and desired to know my source of survival, but I ignored her. She got tired and managed to say hi whenever she came back from work. 1 week became 1 month, and nothing changed. It was better for me because I enjoyed a relative freedom for this 1 month. At least I felt like a man again. Kauna kept sending me money and making sure I lacked nothing. When it became obvious to Jocelyn that I won't stoop low to return back to my slavery lifestyle again, she began looking for ways to get me back. For the first time, Jocelyn swallowed her pride and acted like a woman. I was in my room that night when I heard a beep on my phone. It was Jocelyn sending me a text message from her room. "Patrick, can I see you in my room?" I waited for about 30 minutes before I replied. "I am busy now. I will join you when I am less busy," I replied. I felt good momentarily keeping her on hold, something that has never happened in our relationship before. After an hour I joined her. "You said you wanted to see me, here I am. Sit down and let's talk." She pointed at the bed. I reluctantly sat by the edge of the bed. "How long do you think you can do without me? You left home without a word, didn't cook or do anything in the house, yet you failed to explain where you slept. You owe me an explanation and an apology. I have something to tell you, but you must apologize to me first." "Jocelyn, I don't owe you any apology, you owe me instead. I may be poor, but I've not lost my senses. You arrested me for making love to you after 1 month of our marriage and made me suffer in the hands of the police, and you want me to apologize to you. It is you who owe me an apology, and not the other way round. In all the years I have known Jocelyn, I have never seen her apologize to anyone, not even when she is obviously wrong. Hence I wasn't expecting any apology from her, but I have chosen never to apologize to her too. Let her experience the same wound and pain she has caused many people." Instead of her to apologize, she picked her phone and made a mobile transfer of N50,000 instantly into my account. "Check your phone," she told me. I checked my phone and it was a beep of the alert for the transaction. "What is the money for?" I asked. "It's for you," she replied. "Thanks," I said. "So where did you get a job?" Jocelyn asked me. "Same school that offered me a job before," I told her. "But I thought we agreed that Daddy will get you a more dignifying job and not this child's play you call a job." "How much will they pay you in a month?" "A job that has no iota of security and dignity." "Why are you impatient? Please, Daddy must not hear this. He will definitely stop his bid to get you a better job. Please go and resign the job and I will pay you any amount they offered." She pestered my life until I had to resign my appointment. We began to do like husband and wife, but we could go a whole week without having sexual intimacy. It only happened when she deemed it fit, and what I feel matter less but what she feels. On the 4th of April I got a text from Kaduna. Patrick, I am pregnant. I called her immediately I saw the text, but she didn't pick her call. I tried again, but she ignored my call. I kept trying, and later her phone was switched off. I was worried and afraid of what will happen next. Jocelyn's father will kill me if he hears about this. I began to think of what to do next. Should I run away? Should we go for abortion? What if something goes wrong during the abortion? This is really a crossroad for me. I just impregnated my sister-in-law, the daughter of a former deputy governor. Throughout that day, Kaduna did not switch on her phone. That made me more worried and restless. This is a burden I cannot discuss with anyone, not even my closest friend, Evans. I was moody and sick. Jocelyn noticed my mood, but I couldn't tell her what my problem was. All through the night I kept trying Kaduna's number, but to no avail. At this time I knew I needed God to help me, but I have been far away from Him. I abandoned Him to give my flesh what it desired. I knelt down by my bedside to pray to God. Father, I am a prodigal son and I have realized my foolishness. Please take me back like the father of the prodigal son took him back. My prayers carried no weight because my words were weak like a convicted criminal before a judge. By 8 a.m. the following morning, Kaduna called to brief me about the pregnancy. What do we do now? I asked her in confusion. I don't know too, and that's why I am calling you. The pregnancy is already 7 weeks, and we need to do something very fast. Have you told anybody about it? I asked. No, except my school friend. She was the first to discover I was pregnant. She took me to her doctor, and I was confirmed to be 7 weeks pregnant. We were on phone for almost 3 minutes, and none of us could say a word or hang up the phone. Kaduna's pregnancy opened a new path of trial for me.